Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a incredibly off-the-wall stream, pretty much like all of the others. So and yes, Doku has opinions that he wants to give. But first of all, from our sponsors, we have Royd, Shadow Legends. That's right. We're going to inject you with as many Roids as possible, and then get you playing a game. And of course, Goidcoin. Goidcoin. Buy it. Sell it, use it, abuse it, but it's the one thing that's protecting you from the zombie apocalypse. Goidcoin, buy it now. Thank you for listening. Now, I love the giggling from there. People would like to say
That
things.
was fucking brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
And that was as off the cuff as it gets. Enjoy that.
Oh, that was amazing.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Yes. What the hell is the topic at hand?
I don't know.
Doku has words, and I will hear them. Unfortunately, I also has the stupid, so I'll probably forget it in the morning.
I wouldn't worry too much. Stupid is hell. If you come into this thing and expect anything but stupid, then you are stupid, which by definition means you're perfectly matched to this stream. So even in its own, even when you're going against it, you're actually working for it. By the way, Doku, if you're listening, I did actually go up against the monkey, and I actually called him a terrorist apologist to his face, and he didn't deny it.
Wait, when was this? I missed this.
This
Did
was
you
Monday.
do this on MC Street?
Yes, I called him a terrorist apologist. And he
get me the clip of that. I need to see that. There's also something I really can't wait to. There's a bomb I can't wait to drop on him too. But I can't say here.
I think we should just get back to the topic at hand. After all, I think Doku still wants to say his piece.
Yeah, he big mad.
Oh, I have a lot of things to say, but the reason I was gonna let everybody else talk a little bit is because let's ease the audience into this. If you want to say anything right now, this is your chance.
Yeah, I identify as an asshole American on the internet.
This is not really that much of a change for you.
I am an orc from the Warhammer 40k universe. Hello, everyone. And somehow I managed to talk like some random Canadian bloke who works on a farm.
That says so much about orcs. It really does. And I
am
your lord and master. Just accept it. They are my pronouns, lord and master. Okay?
I refuse to use these. No. I call you the British ginger.
All right, Vietnamese food.
Fuck off, Doku. I'm still the cutest one on here.
What happened?
No.
Yeah, no. I am adorable.
Yes.
You're a pain in the ass.
Well, I'll use some lube next time, alright?
I realize it's only Wookiee listening right now, but wouldn't you want to tickle that orc on the chin? Doesn't he look like he needs tickles?
Boys looks like he knows how to make some good Szechuan sauce.
I'm actually okay with that statement. Right. I'm not expecting anyone else to turn up, not this time of the bloody morning, but I've done as much fitting in as I can. Isn't that right, Doku? All yours, mate.
All right, so I'll start with the basic stuff that everybody's heard so we can get this out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Now we all know the gigantic foobar situation that is going on in somewhere in Central Asia.
Oh, you mean Saigon? I mean Afghanistan. Gotcha.
Well, actually, I haven't actually looked that much into it because I live in a rural area and I heard people talk about it. I actually don't know the details.
So I only have two things I really want to say about this. I will start with the most obvious number one. If you think this is Trump's fault, well, here's a little bit of information for you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This was not Trump's plan. Oh, by the way, this was not the plan that the Biden administration actually had put in place either. This is Biden's buck stops with me plan. So if you want to blame anybody for it, well, it's not the Biden Defense Department. It's not the Biden State Department. It's not even Kamala. You're not blaming that shit on me, Harris. And it sure as shit ain't fucking Donald. He's the fascist dictator Nazi Trump either. It's not Bush's fault. It's, well, kind of Obama's fault, but actually not even really Obama's fault at this point in time. This is squarely on the shoulders of Joe. I can't figure out how to fucking pull my own troops out before I fucking leave the country. I can't pull American citizens out. I can't pull out the people who the Taliban are probably going to hang in the next, I don't know, couple of weeks. Biden, this is his fault. Because why? Because Biden has a brilliant fucking idea that he wants to pull everything out of the fucking country, despite who might die, despite who might be left behind, despite what equipment might be left behind in the hands of our enemies that we fought for 20 fucking years. Because he wants to make a political statement by being out of the country before the anniversary of September 11th, which got us there in the first goddamn place. Now, if you're still sitting there trying to fucking defend this moronic dementia asshole, thinking that he did something good, and yeah, I'll give him an A, I'll give him a B, he did a great job, we need to be out of the country, you're an absolute fucking idiot, and I will not apologize to you ever, because if you haven't been able to piece two and two together, figuring out what the hell is going on in the situation, you don't deserve a fucking normal adult sit down and let me tell you how the fucking birds and the bees work conversation, Billy boy. Go back to your fucking room and start figuring out how to clean up your fucking goddamn clothes, because clearly you are mentally defunct past the point of knowing what 2 + 2 equals, you absolute daft fucking ignoramus dipshit.
Everyone knows 2 + 2 = 5. I've been told this.
2 + 2 = fish.
No, it equals window.
Anyways, that's my
How did
take
that get
on our
dumber
wonderful...
with every single answer?
It's a natural skill we have.
That was almost impressive.
It actually is a skill that we seem to have on this channel. It's quite a strange anomaly.
I was just being sarcastic. How did that get worse? I'm almost impressed.
Honestly, hon, if you know the term derailing your train of thought, we don't derail it. We steal the train off the tracks and run off with it giggling. That is how bad things can get. Do you or do you not disagree? Agree with me, Doku.
It's like light hitting the event horizon of a black hole. If you're not familiar with the concept of spaghettification, you're in the wrong place.
Yes.
I'm not, but I think I can figure it out.
You'll figure it out one way or another.
Oh hell yes. We are.
Don't threaten me with a good time, there, Doku.
Don't
you threaten me with a good time.
If you're okay with your brain aching just trying to understand what we're saying, that's perfectly reasonable.
I don't even bother trying to understand Doku anymore, Jensen. I really don't.
That's fair.
He's just flat Malkavian to me.
Okay. Well,
I am a Malkavian, and again, I wanted... They're working with the fucking tallies.
I had to. It was there. I'm sorry.
But I wanted to get the basic shit out of the way first, because everybody's complained about what happened with the Taliban and the fucking withdrawal, the fact that Joe Biden completely did away with the plan and just say, no, we're just going to pull out because political statement and, true international pressure. Fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. Stop trying to blame people like you said you wouldn't fucking do, you lying fucking... I digress, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. I will be a better politician than Joe Biden and stop blaming Joe Biden for being a fucking incompetent piece of shit.
Okay. Breath. First of all, do you know that, and you're like this, you're going to think I'm joking, but I'm not. Technically, this could be the best thing Biden has ever done. Not for him, but for getting him kicked the fuck out on, is it 24 that you guys do the next
20,
one?
Yep, the 25th, and ironically enough, there are rumors going around right now where The 25th is not even about Joe Biden's gross incompetency when it comes to withdrawing us from the Afghanistan conflict, because he wanted to use it as a political stunt, because Orange Man bad, can't have him have a political win, god dare he, at the cost of, I don't know how many American lives. I think there's 10,000 still stuck over in Afghanistan that they refuse to withdraw in a competent and appropriate manner, but also send people back in to make sure that they can withdraw them, even though you got to go to the Department of was it the Department of State or Homeland Security's website and is some phone number that goes to an embassy that we have fucking since abandoned.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anybody there to answer your fucking phone call. In the meantime, shelter in place and try to get to Kabul airport, which, oh, by the way, has been taken over by the Taliban. You have until September 11th, according to the guys and gals, and, well, actually, they probably don't have gals because, oh, hate to break it to you, Biden State Department, Islamic law doesn't exactly have rights for women now, do they? Yeah, funny fact. But yeah, go ahead and try to make it to the Kabul airport so that we can send military planes in there to evacuate you. And we promise we won't kill you or hold you hostage because the Taliban would never, ever, ever do such a thing, right?
Well, Doku, I've got 1 second, huh? You did see the thing from CNN where the reporter said they're shouting death to America, but it seems
But they
mostly
seem friendly. Yeah, they seem
Yeah.
friendly. They're shouting death to America. Hey, they're not killing me. But at the same time, 2 days ago, I wasn't wearing a burqa, and I'm wearing a burqa now. Gee, I wonder why you're wearing a burqa right now. And they seem mostly friendly, probably because they just took the fucking country in less than a week from literally the strongest fucking power on the face of the planet, but yet somehow the military force that is wielded by the strongest nation on the face of the fucking planet is absolutely crippled by someone who is incredibly incompetent to the point where you can't fight a bunch of people who have Soviet era fucking weapons coming from the same government. Bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the same fucking government that tells you you shouldn't be allowed to have an AR-15 and you should not be allowed to defend your right to have an AR-15 because your AR-15 is not going to be able to defend you against the United States military. You'd need a couple nukes and some F-15 fighter jets and everything else, while they're literally taking over a country in a matter of weeks because that's how incredibly incompetent your leadership is, regardless of how powerful your military is. L-O fucking L clown world, fuck the hell off. If you haven't put 2 and 2 together, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just going to point out with what's going. Yes, Sam, I realise that it's your turn. I just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
And it'll be your turn. You do realise the number of people that have died for absolutely no effect. I seem to remember America did that sort of like in the 60s and early 70s. Can't remember anything about it. I'm sure it's not important, but I'm fairly certain someone will remember its name.
Vietnam.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, yes. Didn't you guys? There was something about that with you. I can't. Anyway, probably not important. No one needs to remember it.
All I can say about that one is fuck Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure every single vet in America will happily agree with me upon hearing that.
But Hanoi Jane was a hero.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Anyway, you had something.
I'm a civvy and I can say that. But no. I have an idea, Doku. I have an idea. And it has no political connotation. It is something that will solve the problem, but it is not meant to solve the problem. I think I've made it very clear how much I hate camel spiders. Evacuate all the people we can, and then just, big boom mushroom cloud is all I'm going to say. Just to eliminate all the camel spiders, because fuck those things. Okay, nothing.
You know they eat those things, right?
Okay, first of all, there is no logical reason why any form of arachnid should ever be that big. Okay, we are not in a fucking Alfred Hitchcock does, 8-legged freaks type scenario here, okay? There is no logical reason why any, insect of any kind or crustacean of any kind should be that fucking big and on land and in the middle of a desert. No, I do not accept this. They call it camel spider because it eats the fucking camel. Okay, I'm convinced of this. Anything that is bigger, that looks like a spider and is bigger than a fucking chihuahua should not
bigger
exist.
than your hand. Come on.
I've seen pictures of those things where it's bigger than a fucking soldier's thigh. Okay, fuck that.
Yes.
No. Fuck that. And the horse it rode in on.
Yeah.
I say we just drop all the booms and mushroom clouds on it just to get rid of those things, okay?
Your idea is good, hun, but I would like to put a minor modification, if I may. What we do is we get Afghanistan, we bomb this place until the entire area is a big ass crater, a dip in the world. We fill it full of water, and we sell all the houses around it as beachfront property. Who's with me?
Technically, that would be lakefront property.
Yeah, well, you know.
Which, ironically, actually, which, funny enough, would actually be worth more money in certain circles.
There we go. I agree with you.
Well, no,
they
because then
really
you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for hurricane insurance.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? I personally think
I'm okay with this.
work.
Just get rid of all the camel spiders. That's all I'm asking. Get rid of all the camel spiders.
If they can swim, we're screwed. If not, we're flooding the buggers. Who cares? We're lobbing Moabs out the side of B-52s like it's a normal bombing run. I personally think we are going to crater the entire country. Will it kill a few people?
I say anywhere.
Yes.
I say anywhere where those fuckers exist. Okay.
Well, I would like to address
Texas is one. Texas is one of them. I'm sorry, Texas, but no.
Now, I would like to address Wookiee Lives Matter in the chat.
Yep.
There is a reason that I call him Manchurian Biden, because that's exactly what he is. Anybody that doesn't think he's a Manchurian candidate placeholder, you haven't been paying attention. And as far as the real motives, Wookiee, we're seeing exactly what the real motives are. Look no further than China and their attitude towards Taiwan, and also their attitude towards the Taliban. And also look at Pakistan and Russia and how they're treating the situation. Makes you wonder.
I'm actually not familiar with that. I know Russia doesn't really. Russia is very finicky. I can't get I can get a beat on them, but I can't maintain it.
Russia wants the United States out of Central Asia because that's basically their backyard. And oh, by the way, we've kind of had a habit of fucking with Syria a little bit. And
you know what? If the Russians want to, kill all the camel spiders, I'm okay with that too. I don't care who does it.
Well, and keep in mind, it wasn't too long ago that we were actually funding ISIS, or have we all forgotten about that?
Wasn't that long ago before you was funding the Mujahideen, i.e. the Taliban?
It would almost seem like, I don't know, Pakistan, which is an ally of China, enemy of India, also China, India, not friends, and Russia, Syria, allies, would like it if the United States was actually out of the Central Asian, Middle Eastern regions, because it might actually be better for them. Oh, by the way, some of the OPEC nations also open funders of the Taliban, Qatar specifically. It's almost like there are certain other world powers, the other top two out of the top three, that would actually be okay with the United States having a disturbingly pathetic defeat in Afghanistan. I wonder who is operating in whose best interest. Follow the money.
I was under the impression that Russia didn't like, anyone in particular.
You might want to look into that one again.
They like their client states, I guess.
To be fair, I say we just get out of all of it. And if India and China want to duke it out, just let them duke it out. Treat it like you would, a parking lot fight between two good old boys in the South, okay? Don't call the cops. Don't call anybody. Just let them fight it out, and it'll sort itself. Just let it go. It works very well.
That's the thing, Bobby. We didn't stop funding quote quote ISIS. We just bombed ISIS into absolute ever living hell, but they just moved on to an organization with a different name. And do you think we've ever stopped funding destabilization in Central Asia? Because we just fun fact, left them with more Black Hawk helicopters than 166 other nations in the entire world have. And do you think the Taliban know how to use these things? No, they're going to end up in the hands of the Russians and the Chinese, and they're going to exchange them for 60s, 70s, 80s Soviet era weapons that they actually know how to use rather effectively for our modern technology that the Chinese and Russians will then rip apart. And I'm not necessarily concerned about the Black Hawk helicopters or the fighter jets. I'm concerned about the drones and the equipment that is necessary to develop and maintain the network that they operate on, which they will then rip apart and figure out how the hell works. Which means...
Couldn't we just destroy all the things, though, first?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. It's not like we couldn't have just thermited what was left behind. That is a fairly SOP when it comes to that shit. But then again, you thermite it, or worst case scenario, you lob a hand grenade into the ammo and watch it all go boom.
Oh, normally that
I would very much like to see it go boom. That would be very.
That's what you normally would do, and if you have to withdraw at such a rapid pace that you don't have the option to do that, you just bomb it into oblivion. Mm-hmm. But we didn't do either. And
would you like to know why? I'll tell you why.
But real quick. Yes, Bobby, I'm actually not sure if this is incompetence or intentional. I do believe it is incompetence based upon the Biden administration, but I believe it's because, as I said before, Biden is a fucking puppet Manchurian candidate, and this is done completely intentional because you know where those weapons are going to go. It's not going to be fighting us. It's going to be fighting Russia and China. Mark my words.
It's intentional because it's a way of testing out the new toys. This is what they're doing by giving it to the air quotes savages. That way it doesn't actually cause the death of anyone that really matters. I won't say any American lives. I'll just say anyone that really matters. They'll probably end up killing themselves more likely than anything. This whole thing is pre-planned long before Biden actually got involved in it. As much as I'm going to hate to do this, but I'm actually going to sort of defend him now by pointing out he isn't actually doing this. It's people behind him that are doing this. He's just the idiot that's pushed up the front. So, yeah, that's all it is.
So, let me get this, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head because I'm severely undercaffeinated. Basically, it's the same thing that the American government did in South America with syphilis.
Yeah.
Okay. Strangely, I'm actually okay with that. I'm not saying I'm okay with the law. Okay, wait. I can't say that. Look at my fucking name.
Would be a tad hypocritical, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, murder is money for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it all needs more DACA.
Always needs more DACA.
They got plenty of DACA.
True. Needs more ACA.
You always need more.
They need more ACA DACA too.
Don't laugh. They're probably going to be getting more.
Well, I was talking about ACDC.
I know.
Well, and again, bear in mind, there are at least one or two people out there who know how to fly a Black Hawk helicopter, because we saw video of a bunch of Taliban riding in a Black Hawk helicopter on their way to Kabul to go land at that airport. So it makes me wonder, seems like we trained some Afghan army individuals who might or might not have been loyal to the Afghan army and military and decided, hey, yeah, we'll join you guys, and they might seem to know how the equipment we left behind actually works. Now, do they know how advanced the drone technology is? Maybe they know how it works, but can they break it down and bring it back and figure out how it works? I have a feeling they're probably going to be trading it for much simpler shit that's probably going to be a lot more useful and a lot more relevant for whatever the hell is going to happen in the next couple of years when Russia or China decides to go ahead and step into their region and start causing more shit. Because guess what? It's their playground now.
I'm okay with it. I am okay with this. I don't care who kills the camel spiders. I don't. Just as long as they die.
But the thing is,
Yes,
now
I am severe arachnophobic.
But now we get to see how effective our weapons are against the modern Soviet and modern Chinese weapons. And we don't have to waste a single American life doing it. We can use the Taliban. Things starting to make sense yet.
Doesn't shock.
Strangely, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I can't argue against this. I can't argue against this because this kind of shit is my bread and butter. Yeah. I mean, I see the logic. I can see the logic. Is it morally okay? No.
Oh, it's morally reprehensible.
Well, you have to realize
it's completely morally reprehensible.
You have to realize a lot of these people.
Most of science and psychology is morally reprehensible.
You have to realize a lot of the people that are going to be joining the Taliban, who are working with the U.S., if they don't have their arms cut off and get hung, from a tree and have their DoD badge burned into their chest, we'll get to that a little bit later. But the ones
DoD?
who actually, Department of Defense.
Oh, okay.
But the ones who don't fall to that fate and actually do join the Taliban, they're going to be the ones that we trained with the use of these weapons. So it's not going to be Soviet era weapons. So we're basically
just going to make it. So we're just going. It's just going to be interesting.
We're going to get to see how effective they are against modern Russian and Chinese weapons, but we're not going to have to sacrifice any American soldiers to do it.
Oh, okay. So kind of like what happened with Osama bin Laden then. He was originally trained by the CIA.
Yeah. Doku, Doku, one sec. I'm going to be sending you something in your Discord DMs to chat about after we finish pointing out the absolute joke that is the Afghanistan. When you read this, try not to laugh. Honestly, just try. Sent.
Oh.
Carry on.
I'm going to check that as soon as I get to my second point, because we've talked enough about the nuances of what is going on in Afghanistan. Botched, intentional, pure incompetence. Who knows? Anybody's guess. We'll see how that plays out sometime in the near future. But there is one other thing that has me quite perturbed, a little irritated.
Go on.
So when you have complete jack-off assholes who no one should ever listen to, at least not with any degree of seriousness, like Stephen Colbert, for example, trying to compare MAGA to the people, as I mentioned before, are literally going to houses, making lists of people that worked with the United States government, hanging them in front of their families, killing their wives, sometimes killing their children, sometimes not. And when they don't, they
sometimes
just bury them off.
Worse.
Yeah, chopping their arms off, hanging them. Comparing MAGA to that. That's not just reprehensible. It's not just disgusting. It shows how much absolute disdain you have for this country compared to people who are literally shouting "Death to America." Find me the MAGA people that are actually hanging and chopping people's arms off and doing the type of reprehensible shit that the Taliban is doing while chanting "Death to America." Oh, here's a spoiler warning: you can't find them because they don't exist.
I was gonna actually ask why is because they don't exist or because they're just that underground.
No, they don't exist. But that's how much these individuals who are so wrapped up in but Orange Man bad, MAGA bad, January 6th insurrection. If January 6th was an insurrection, you'd see a Chinook on the top of the fucking White House now, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the weapons. Like, let's just be perfectly fucking honest 100% about this. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, your weapons don't work. Look at how many weapons we have in the United States in civilian arms, in civilian hands. And look at January 6th, and now look at the fall of Kabul. If they really wanted to overthrow the government, don't you think they would have, I don't know, maybe made at least a bit of a more of an impact? Maybe more than, I don't know, the only person getting killed was a Trump supporter who got shot in the neck and everything else was, yeah, not the result of a bullet. Don't you think you would have seen a little bit more? Are you starting to put two and two to fucking together yet? You fucking absolute shill, moronic, fucking asinine, ignoramus pieces of fucking dirt licking shit. Because if you can't fucking figure it out now, after all this crap that we've seen, under your fucking administration, the fucking shit that you shilled for, the shit that you fucking support, the shit that you fucking put out over and over and over again because Orange Man bad, MAGA bad, now MAGA's like a Taliban terrorist. If you can't figure out how fucking ridiculous this narrative is at this point in time, you need to fucking go back to grade school because I guarantee you, you're not smarter than a fucking fifth grader. I'll pause my rant for a moment in case anybody wants to say anything.
Okay. Right. All I can say is this. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. Just accept it, people. Think that our so-called ruling class have decided to abandon ruling and are just going for making as much bloody money as they can. Well, sorry, I'm just typing something. Sorry, just typing something to Shirati. Right, as I say, I think that the problem is that our ruling class is literally just trying to get as much money as it can because they know full well exactly how bad things have gone, which is really entertaining when you work on the idea that money is going to be worthless when, air quotes, the apocalypse, and one moment, a word from our sponsor, Goidcoin, we will stop the apocalypse. Trust us, we're good for you. Now that is how I stop laughing. That is how I see the world going. They're going to try and make as much money as they can, and that's what they're doing. You'll probably find those weapons were actually, air quotes, sold off anyway, i.e., you leave this, we'll leave X million dollars in this account, just take it. It wouldn't actually shock me. But hey, what do I know? I'm only English. I'm not even connected to any of this shit show that's going on. It's not like I didn't lose my entire squad to an IED over there. No, nothing to be concerned about.
By the way, Jensen, I'm not reading that article because that's just a picture of vitamin B and D deficiency in nails, which
I know.
I've had my entire fucking life. So yeah, you can take that fucking COVID fear mongering bullshit and jump onto the Marianas Trench and hope Cthulhu eats you alive with it.
Now you see why I said try not to laugh. It is highly entertaining, isn't it? And to let you two both realise that with the link, if you run your finger over for instance, your thumbnail, you'll feel theoretically you'll feel there are a series of bumps. It's more for men than women because obviously women cheat and modify their nails, but they're suggesting that that now shows that you've had COVID. Not that you've got it, you've had it. Enjoy that as a mental image.
Yeah, it's absolute horseshit, and the only reason I'm not laughing is because it's so infuriating. Again, they can take that fear-mongering piece of shit, non-following the science bullshit, and jump off the Mariana's Trench, and right into Cthulhu's asshole, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So, what else is there to talk about today? I mean, I'm now finally awake. I've been up for 40 minutes. That's it. Yeah, that's right. I literally had 5 minutes awake before I started this stream, people. So, if you're getting incoherent shit, this is why.
Well, so unless Miss Murder or Void have anything to talk about in regards to the absolute horrendous.
CQ.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, CQ received.
Yeah, because you've cut me off like 6 times now.
No, we can hear you.
We can hear you now. So unless you have anything to say about the horrendous debacle of the Afghanistan withdrawal or comparing MAGA to the Taliban, run with it. It is yours. I'm going to mute myself because I need to smoke. I'm very agitated.
All right.
No, I was actually Go ahead, Void.
All right. I'm going to say this. I'm going to be quick. I've known about all this since 2015 when Trudeau was elected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, so, Trudeau really can't keep a secret to save his fucking life.
Well, that blackface.
Actually, I have an opinion. If it's all right by you, Sam, I just want to make this tiny thing, then I'll cut on to you. With Trudeau, is it me, or does he look basically one step away from the living dead? The guy looks really bad. What is happening? Last time I saw him, he looked like vibrant and shit. Lately, he looks like some sort of weirdo that you'd see down the local convenience store.
You want to know why? Because you want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's because he has to be in the same country as me.
That I don't know which one of you two I feel sorry for. I'm just going to point this out. All right, Sam.
Yes.
You had something to say.
No, it wasn't about any of this. Maybe I'm a bit more versed with media than you guys are, but it always surprises me that you guys flip out about these news articles, and especially internet news articles, especially the very specific ones that you use. They aren't exactly they're not exactly known anymore for checking data or really anything else, and anything can go viral on the internet and become newsworthy and all that kind of shit. I'm just going to point out an article that was done many years ago, like as in 10 plus years ago, and I was still in high school when it came out, of chocolate being healthy, a healthy food.
Oh.
I will let that sink in for a hot second. You guys are getting all worked up and all in a tizzy for these articles on COVID that are so obviously fake, that are so obviously just for clicks. I mean, clickbait in news does exist. I can see the buzzwords. I fucking see it. Okay? And when this one article came out with chocolate being healthy, it was actually a literal social experiment done by, dietitians and other food scientists on the media to see if they could actually get bullshit published. And they could.
Yes. Just
by posting it in a quote unquote official sounding magazine or journal, because a lot of these journals are, pay to play. You pay them a certain amount of money, and it doesn't matter what the fuck you say in the article. They don't read the article. They'll post it, and it'll be taken as fact by these other news company, other news media outlets.
Yep. And
I actually want to touch on that.
Yeah, one sec, Doku, literally 1 sec. That, as Shirati has said, Ms. Murder, it's because that is why we do fact checking. All yours, Doku.
That is the reason I said I'm not going to read this article. Just going to state exactly what it is because I already know what this is. I already know it's bullshit. What irritates me
But no, it's
is
not.
that
It doesn't even have to be fear-mongering. It doesn't even have to be that.
Well, it's not even fear mongering. It's bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit, but yet they still pump out this fake fucking nonsense, and people will fucking sit there and believe it and go, "Oh my god, look at your nails. Do you see those ridges in your nails? You must have had COVID. Did you have your vaccine? Show me your vaccine passport." That's what pisses me off about it. This is the reason that fucking Donald Trump got everybody so riled up calling them fucking fake news because they are. It's bullshit, and everybody fucking with two shits for brains knows it.
It's not even fake news. It's not even fake news. The way you guys talk about this is as if you are implying that this is all done maliciously.
It is done maliciously.
I do not believe that. Yeah, is some of it done maliciously? Yes. Is all of it done maliciously?
When
No.
you're saying that somebody has a vitamin deficiency and you're trying to tie it to COVID to try to spread COVID fear, yeah, it's done maliciously. There's no other reason you would do it unless you're that incredibly incompetent, in which case you should be dragged through the dirt.
They are that incompetent, though.
But they won't. The media will not drag this through the dirt like they would anybody else for being incompetent and stupid, for being this incompetent and stupid, blatantly incompetent and stupid, because I remember hearing about this back in the fucking early 2000s. Even I, who don't pay attention to this shit, remember that and know it's done with fucking malicious intent, because if you had two shits for brains and you fucking didn't destroy your fucking brain cells. This is coming from someone who drinks God knows how much every goddamn day and used to smoke. I can still remember this shit. If you don't think it isn't being done with malicious intent, I don't know what to fucking tell you other than you're fucking wrong. It is done with malicious intent, and fucking idiots believe it.
See, maybe we're talking on different levels. On higher up levels, yes, I would agree with you that it is done with malicious intent. With the piss-ons, the peons, our level of people, just the people doing their fucking job. Is it malicious? No. They are not actively maliciously doing this. They're doing what they're told. They're doing, news as they see it being done and what they're told to be, literally, this is how the news media works. And I know this because, well, I actually studied it in college and I actually did a bit of it myself. It literally works this way. Your boss comes up to you, hey, we need an article on X topic. Go find it. Okay. And unfortunately, because of the deadlines, because of everything else and the need for being, sensationalized and the need for clicks and the needs for views and all that shit, it's the same shit as, clickbait on YouTube, shitty videos on YouTube.
Well, no,
it's the same concept.
I understand what you're saying is because, hey, this is your story, this is your lead, this is what you're supposed to do. Your editor comes in, this is the story you're going to run, and they run it, and then the useful idiots pick it up and they spread it further, and then the lower tier useful idiots spread it further, and then people who don't do the fact checking, don't remember anything, have the short attention span, they just believe it, and they continue to spread it, and then it hits social media and it spreads further and further and further. I get what you're saying, but it doesn't mean it's not done with malicious intent from the top up.
From the top up, yes, I would agree with you.
That's my point.
And Sam,
okay, see, I'm just making sure you're not acting. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, just take a look yourself and try not to laugh.
Oh no, I understand it completely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just stating that let's just be fair and let's not blame the people who are at our level and are being used in the same way.
Well, that's
Okay.
why I wouldn't even read the article, let alone screen share it and show it, because I don't want to spread what I know is blatant false information.
Yeah.
Well, no, and I agree with that. But you do know who is going to get blamed for it. It's not going to be the people up top. Shit runs downhill, not uphill.
Well, and
You know it, and I know it.
there's always a fall guy as well. That's why if I can talk about things like this, it's why I don't show it. I talk about it, and I call it out. And of course, I know the counter to that will be, oh, but we fact checked this, and it might be that if you have a vitamin deficiency, then maybe you've had a higher chance of contracting this.
Well, no.
Therefore, it's not really fake news. That's misleading. Like, no, fuck off.
Actually, they can do fact checking, but if they see, but the way the laws are and the way that the media works is if I think it's like if you can find, and I'm going now. Keep in mind my knowledge on slander and libel laws are a bit shaky, so don't quote me on this. I believe, if memory serves, that only about 15 to 30, I think, % of the actual article needs to be factually accurate.
Well, that's the
And
thing.
in fact,
This isn't slander or libel. Like that doesn't fall into that realm.
No. I do have a point. Just give me a second. And because of that, it's actually encouraged to a degree, not officially encouraged, but it is heavily favored, I'll say, in news media companies, especially small ones, and even a lot of the larger ones that have any kind of, sponsorship or association or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That they do what is legally at the bare minimum of anywhere between 15 to 30% of factually correct. I.e., if I can find, let's say, 10 people who have said the same thing or something immensely similar or something that can be construed as such. Okay, these aren't thesis. These aren't, college thesis from, like doctorate degrees, okay? That's not what they are. They are made to be oversimplified for the common layman to be able to digest. So that's really all they need.
Well,
so if I can find 10 articles saying something similar or, even remotely the same thing, I can say that it is in fact fact-checked. Because it just goes into a vicious circle of, well, I checked on this person, that person, and it just keeps going and going and going in an endless cycle as to whether something is fact-checked or not.
And that's the issue that or not the issue, but that's the defense that CNN said, that MSNBC said, that ABC said, that Vox said, that Vice said, that BuzzFeed said, according to an anonymous source, someone said this, and they all report on the same thing, and they drop it, and then a fact checker comes in and says, well, all these guys said that this is what was said, but it's all according to the same anonymous source. The whole system, there's a reason it's called fucking fake news. It's propaganda. You won't get.
I wouldn't even call it propaganda. I wouldn't even call it propaganda.
Right, one sec, people. One sec. Doku, I also sent you another thing. Discord DMs.
Dudes, we have fucking CBC here in Canada, and that's straight up fucking propaganda. If I was Prime Minister, straight up, first thing I would do, cut its funding entirely.
Well, you see, that's actually something I've always had a problem with. I don't think any media company should have any political backings. Yep. I don't think it should have any, literally,
Oh, I agree.
It should be as, not even private funding.
It should be
It
news.
should
It should
be
be fact, not opinion.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Prior to 1969, that's what it was.
Mhm.
What actually changed, and this is actually something I can honestly say, and you can quote me on, what changed is literally the space shuttle exploding.
hmm
And that the sensational, you know how that all worked, the big sensationalized, where they did more of an emotional take on it rather than a factual one.
Yeah.
And what changed it is the fact that they got more attention, like an astronomical amount more attention through that than they ever did through straight hardcore facts. Simply
Yes.
because straight hardcore facts is not the human default setting for understanding something. It's just not. We're emotional creatures. It is not
Well,
our
with,
default setting. So that's why the media has become what it is. On top of, private sponsorships and affiliations with things that it shouldn't be.
and this is why orcs are superior.
No, this is why I stick to serial killers and psychopaths and, just horrible, macabre elements of the human psyche, because it's just so much easier to deal with.
Okay. Well, with me, basically, after Trudeau got re-fucking elected,
How
I
did
just
he
gave
get
up.
reelected?
He got the most seats, but not the most votes. The Conservatives actually had the most overall votes.
Yeah, I never understood.
Because certain cities, particularly Toronto, heavy liberal areas, are actually overrepresented in terms of their population. So that's a fun bit of information for you.
Void, something has been said in chat, and I actually agree with it. You should actually start your speeches with "Wah!" It feels more appropriate somehow.
Yeah,
I
please
mean,
don't blow out my eardrums, please. I kind of need them.
I normally would, but I'm baked to all hell, so
That might explain the Canadian accent in an orc. Maybe this is just what an orc sounds like when they're high.
And for those that actually know about 40k orcs, there is a song out there that goes "Go with me now." Just give that a listen and tell me that that is not appropriate for the orcs. Just gonna say, carry on.
It's called "Come with Me Now," not "Go
Yeah.
with Me Now."
Okay, whichever
And I
one.
know that I know that song actually.
Yeah.
Fuck, I feel old saying that. That
Mhm.
came out. Wow, that came out. That came out when I was still working at a grocery store before. That was right when I was out of high school. Oh my fucking god, that was more than 10 years ago.
I love the fact that she thinks 10 years ago is something old.
Fuck you. We are old. Oh my god, that song was fucking long time ago. How am I this fucking old? This is bullshit. No, I want a fucking refund.
Don't we all?
anyway, back to the topic on hand.
I'm still completely open, Jensen, for, the British to get over their saltiness and just, take over the world again. Can we just start over?
Hey, I personally think we should start over, i.e., one of them big ass space rocks should hit us and we should literally start over.
Yeah, but that'd just be a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Mhm.
Let's face facts. That would be kind of a pain in the ass.
And Sharadi, fuck you. I have manners sometimes.
He hasn't shown
you,
them, but he does have them.
you. I had the best comeback waiting for Sam, but unfortunately, you guys started speaking.
We always
I
do.
feel.
Yeah. We all know you're a degenerate perv.
I said
I
sometimes for a reason.
hey, I take pride in that fact.
Fair. Doku, are you really going to allow Jacob to call you a bitch? Really?
Oh, he is a bitch.
Jacob can say
Stop
whatever
it.
the fuck he wants. I don't really give a damn.
Okay. You're allowing
Very
a hobbyist
well.
to say what he wants. Good to know. Yeah, I'm being polite.
Well, if he
Uh,
doesn't respect his opinion, why would he care?
Fair.
Again, people can say whatever the fuck they want. It's kind of the same principle. You're allowed to have your opinion. You can say what you want, speak your mind, and you're allowed to be wrong. So be my guest.
Fair. So what you're saying is you're not arguing with people, you're just explaining how they are wrong. Is what
Exactly.
you're saying, yeah? Okay.
Exactly. It's what I have to do on Twitter all the time every time I see a fucking SJW saying, "Oh well, all serial killers are white males." Bitch. And just
Like
for
I,
a fun fact, the current most notorious serial killer in American history is a man of a person of color, I will say, to be polite, who
polite.
destroyed the the uh the hunting ground range of Ted Bundy, destroyed the numbers of body count by both the Chicago Ripper crew, the Green River Killer, the several Californian serial killers, which actually there's too many for me to list, John Wayne Gacy, and Jeffrey Dahmer combined
Yep,
by
but
a
you forget
hell of a
something.
factor.
You forget something. He was white inside. He had white privilege. That is how he's white.
How
Mm.
he is of complete no. I've looked into this dude several times. I will say, however, he also, quite interestingly, and his name is Samuel Little, if anyone wants to look it up, he actually had the most diverse, I'm going to say prey of choice just because it's easier, that I have ever seen in any serial killer. And I'm including worldwide. It is very rare you actually see
Sam,
it.
I don't want to break this to you, but the SJW geniuses have actually claimed that Dr. Martin Luther King is white, and therefore he has white privilege. I'm just
How?
going to let. Yeah, I know. I'm just going to leave you with that. He is considered white.
I want to see this argument. I need to see this
You know,
argument.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I just have one thing to bring up. Something you said earlier. They say, they use the term "people of color." I'm like, isn't that just like back to the day when they said them colored people? It sounds
Yeah,
exactly the goddamn same to me.
I know. People of color and colored people are the same words. They're literally just shuffle them around a bit.
Yeah, but you know why I have to do that.
I know. Works, bitch.
No, I like it's like I get that, but I just look at that and how much how they act like it's oh so important. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't
went
get why
through.
it's important either. I really don't. I don't look at people as I'm sorry. I have been out of first grade for a long ass fucking time. I no longer prioritize people by what their favorite color is.
Look,
I will not categorize a human being or any being as a color.
I'm going
Okay.
to put this
Well, all we
bluntly.
know is that the red
Out-
ones go faster.
Out of all of you, okay, you're all people of color. I'm the only white one here. I'm a redhead. I'm allowed to be white. The rest of you technically have color. So if you want to talk about who's white,
Say that to my
me.
face. Say that to my face, Jensen.
You probably got really no really, Little Miss. I walked around in the sun yesterday. Anything?
Yeah, I'm
No?
burnt to shit. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Shut up, Reddy.
Also, I'm a ginger cat, so fuck you.
Shut up, Reddy. Shut up, Vietnamese food.
Well,
Okay,
I'm
buddy
green.
Christ.
That makes me the bestest.
Everyone knows that green is the bestest. But seriously, if you they're going on about white, no one is white. Hell, even I'm not white. You actually take my skin tone, you can still see color in it. There is no such thing as white. There is no such thing as black. Well,
Actually, there is. There is. It's called albinoism and melanism.
yeah, but even then, you can still see hints of color. So I'd question the term white.
I mean, technically, melanism actually doesn't exist in humans, but we get pretty damn close.
True.
Everybody is
Which
a
I still
blood bag.
I agree.
Everyone
with
is some kind of European or whatever kind of mutt.
You're all
the
you're all
continents were
fucking
all
blood bags. You're all fucking blood bags. Get used to it.
that. Yes.
you know
And
what?
you're
I'll go
pretty
with that.
ugly ones as well, except me, who is beautiful.
Biomatter. I have nothing.
You're
Shut up,
Canadian.
Flan
You don't
Spore.
count.
Mhm.
You're Canadian. You don't count.
We Canadians aren't even human.
This is
No,
true.
you're not. You're all just sentient geese and or moose.
All right, that's
Yes,
enough
and
of
what?
this. That's enough of this random bullshit. We're moving on to something else.
Mhm.
Okay.
The potted plants demand it.
Yes, the spores demand it because I might ruffle some feathers with this one.
You
Okay.
know.
As far as I'm concerned, the way things stand right now, fuck your back the blue movement. Now, am I saying, oh my god, there's systemic racism and they're killing innocent people? No, they're not. They're not. But it's gonna start all this shit that you're gonna see where it's like, oh, bad cops are doing bad things. Well, it's gonna start happening more and more often because all the good ones are tired of upholding your fucking bullshit. All the good cops are gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. They're already doing it. We already saw it happen last year. All of the mayors who are like, but why are the crime rates increasing? Why is corruption increasing? Why are these bad things happening? Because all the good cops told you to go fuck yourselves. You know, the same cops that you expected to support unjust and unconstitutional laws and use unjust things to support them. Yeah, they're actually standing against you. They're telling you you're a piece of shit. I don't believe in what you're doing. And if you're trying to force me to do it, here's my badge. Here's my gun. Oh, by the way, I'm a legal gun owner. And I'm going to stand against you in opposition to your fucking authoritarian bullshit, you fucking dirt sniffing fucking cunt.
There's
Now,
one thing
a
before
good
you do,
example.
mate. Wait, one sec. And I will hand it straight back to you. There's one thing I have to say about the police that I have nothing but absolute love and respect for. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to compliment the police, and no, I don't care. That is when the Lori Lightfoot went into the Chicago hospital and they turned their back on her. That was beautiful.
Oh, that was amazing.
All yours, Doku.
I saw
had to say
that, dude.
Oh, no,
I saw that in real time on the news.
I
it was glorious.
applaud that. I applaud that because that was
glorious.
that was one of the moments. Did you see how she reacted to when a journalist asked her about it?
Oh
She kind of just froze. It was great.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't freeze. No, she said I can't. Yeah, I respect our journalists, but when you're digging down and you're scraping the bottom of the chum barrel, like I can't believe you're doing shit like this, motherfucker. You've been talking about defunding the police while your fucking city has one of the highest crime rates, if not the highest, on a consistent weekly, mind you, goddamn weekly fucking basis.
I will actually argue that there, Doku, we do not have the highest, not by a long fucking shot.
Bring me the statistics.
Okay.
If you can prove me wrong,
I can prove you wrong by saying one city. Gary, Indiana.
On a weekly basis.
Yes. Yes.
Send me this if you can send me the statistics and prove
I
me wrong.
will find the damn I will find the damn things.
All right, if that's the case, then I'll stand corrected. It better be for the year of 2020 though. This better not be some, last year or 10 years ago.
We don't do it every we kind of do it every more or less every fiscal year. So
if it didn't come about with last year where BLM riots were going to go around completely unchallenged and defund the police was basically the fucking national slogan of the Democrats, I don't want to fucking see it. It better be fucking last year, because if it isn't, because I've had this fucking argument with Democrats come against me like, well, but see, these cities are worse. Now, fuck you. No, it's not. And oh, by the way, you don't have fucking mayors like fucking Lori Lightfoot running around like, I need police and private security, but then you have fucking 7-year-olds, like fucking children getting shot on a fucking every single damn weekend because, oh, I got caught up in gang crossfire. Now, fuck you. Fuck your defund the police bullshit. Oh, by the way, you have some of the strongest goddamn gun control laws in the fucking goddamn country.
No, see, Doku, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that Chicago does not have
this murder right now is not the time you want to fucking interrupt me.
Mm-hmm.
I am not in a happy mood, and I've actually been keeping my fucking voice down for the majority of this stream, but I am not in a fucking happy mood about this shit, and I'm really about to get fuck into it. Because this type of fucking bullshit that I see going on with these fucking hypocritical little fucking twat bag, cum-sucking, little fucking dirt-sniffing fuck bags. We need to defund the police. Fucking, what the fuck is her freaking goddamn name? Cori Bush. Like, fuck you, you have to deal with it. I get death threats all the time. Bitch, I get death threats on Twitter all the fucking time, too. Fucking learn to deal with it, you fucking goddamn public representative. If you can't fucking handle the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen, you fucking weak-willed little fucking ignoramus fucking entitled shitbag. Go fuck yourself. You think you need fucking private security, but you want to sit there and tell me that I'm not allowed to fucking own a goddamn gun? Oh, it's not even a fucking assault rifle, you dumb shit. Learn what the fuck the term means. It's not a select fire rifle. It's not a fully automatic rifle. Assault rifle is not even a fully fucking proper term. It's just a semi-automatic fucking rifle, and it just doesn't look like something that you like. Guess what? You know what else is a semi-automatic rifle? Something that has a fucking internal magazine. It's called a fucking 357 Savage. Yeah, it's a deer hunting rifle. It's used to hunt fucking deer. It's a semi-automatic rifle, which fits your fucking definition. You authoritarian little fucking shithell who's never even fucking probably fired a goddamn gun, and if you ever fucking would, it'd probably break your fucking weak-ass little fucking collarbone. You'd probably shed a tear and fucking go cry to your fucking mommy and daddy and have to fucking get PTSD fucking therapy on the taxpayer dollar like little Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. While you fucking go run down to your fucking $1 million goddamn mansion that your fucking parents own, you little fucking shitbag. I don't want to fucking hear it, you entitled little fucking cunt. So go take yourself, go get bent. You won't even walk on the own streets of your own goddamn city because that's how much of an inept little fucking shit of a governor you are. But then the fucking police turn your back to you. A fucking journalist tries to ask you about these questions, and you're like, oh, how dare you bring up the chum bubble? And how dare you drag the bottle? Shut the fuck up, you entitled fucking cunt. I don't want to fucking hear it. You do not give a flying fuck about people dying in your city, whether they're black, white, police officer, gang member. You don't give a flying fuck about any of it. The only thing you care about is your own fucking power because that's the only thing you ever fucking cared about. You're the worst of the worst, and as soon as someone calls you out on it, you fucking sit there and bitch and moan and whine and complain. Why? Because you're fucking guilty as shit and you fucking know it, you fucking goddamn deplorable, really deplorable, not in the term that you use it, you're projecting little shit fuck, but an actual fucking deplorable, disrespectful, goddamn piece of shit who should never be in a fucking position of power to begin with in the fucking first place. I don't want to hear a goddamn word out of your fucking entitled fucking mouth.
Doku?
But America's
EMs.
racist. America's so fucking racist. Yes, coming from the fucking woman who fucking uses the Chicago Police Department as her own private security force while you have fucking crime rates in your city skyrocketing. Fuck you, you entitled piece of fucking shit. I don't want to fucking hear it. And this isn't even the beginning of my fucking rant. But I will pause for the moment while I check Jensen's DMs to let you guys get a word in edgewise, because I know I'm being very abrasive. I'm very obnoxious.
And
I guarantee you, I'm worse on the inside at least.
Fair. I'm not actually doing this, sending you those things as they screw you, Doku. I'm actually doing it for information. The only reason I know about it is I actually checked this up recently. That's how I knew where to go to actually look. You notice there's even the thing there for 2021 as well. That's all I wanted to say.
So, I hate to be that guy since I'm new here and all that, but who exactly who are you talking about? Just because I'm from the West Coast, so I don't really.
Generally, we're bitching about the mayor of Chicago, which is Lori Lightfoot. If this has moved on, then I apologize, but I believe that was the last person that was directly named.
Okay. So the mayor of Chicago, got it.
Yeah. If you actually want to look her up, mate, she actually looks like something that could be in The Walking Dead, the TV series, and not need to wear makeup. No, I'm not joking. I'm being very serious. It looks like the zombie virus has started in her. She is patient zero.
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures of her. I'm like, that's okay. Kind of reminds me a little bit because I went to Catholic school back when I was a kid, at least for 2 years. And remember Pope Benedict?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the goddamn Sith Lord. I'm like, you sure you aren't serving the forces of evil here?
Yeah. Yeah.
No offense if there's any Catholics in the chat here, but come on.
No. I agree, mate. But yeah, that is dear old Lori Lightfoot. And when I saw the thing about the entire police force turning their back on her, that cheered me up immensely, which was really quite good timing on their part, because let's be fair, with a lot of the crap show that's going on with the police really isn't that great. But doing that makes it all worth the while. And by the way, I'm assuming that you know about what's going on with Australia and how they've sent in the military to help deal with COVID.
Oh,
have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, Doku actually talked to us a little bit about it earlier.
Okie dokie. And how this one's actually funny. How New Zealand has had one extra death, and so therefore they're doing a full lockdown. One singular individual. One. Yes. New Zealand need real help.
I think things are bad here in Canada. I look to New Zealand. I'm like, wow, this is the direction we're going, aren't we?
Yeah. By the way, Jacob, she's so bad with the short end of the gene pool, she left the pool, walked off, and went somewhere else. That thing is not human by any stretch of the imagination, mate.
Wait. I got it. She's a Fomori.
I think the Fomori would throw her out. I think the Black Spiral dancers would go, God damn, that's too ugly. Get out of here. Does that give you a clue?
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it can't be the demons. It can't be demons either, because at least the demons you try to possess somebody, I don't know, attractive.
Or at least better than that. That's why I feel sorry for you, Sam. I really do, knowing that creature is your mayor. all the love. Okay, Doku, did you have a look through the information, mate?
Yep, I did, and it's all based on per capita, which is the way we would normally judge things. So I will stand corrected. Per
Okay.
capita, Chicago is not in the top 10.
Yes. I have to say, very important you understand, I was not in any way doing this as a gotcha. It was something Sam and I was talking about recently, and that's how I know where to go to get that information for you. Under normal circumstances, I would absolutely agree with you that Chicago has an hideous amount of people dying. It's beyond funny by any stretch of the imagination. And I've got a warped down stretch of the imagination when it comes to funny. But Chicago is known for being bad. But I'm sorry to say, it's not even in the list for all intents and purposes.
Oh no, that's fine, and I understand that. And again, it is a per capita list, and per capita is what we judge things by. So bear in mind when I say per capita, it's usually per 1,000 or 100, 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000, depending on what study you're looking at. So if it's 1 out of every 1,000 versus 1 out of every 100,000, the 1,000 is going to be a lot worse than 100,000.
Yeah.
So per capita, 1 for every 1,000 is a lot worse than 1 for every 100,000. There is no way to argue that it isn't. Now, does it mean that 30, 40 shootings every weekend in Chicago is a good thing? No, no one's going to argue that. But it's not nearly as bad as, 5 for every for a town that's only 100,000 when Chicago is in the millions. 5 for 10,000 is a lot worse. What reasons lead to that? That's anybody's guess. But you're correct. I stand corrected, and I will openly admit that I stand corrected.
Okay. As long as you understand, I was not doing this by any stretch as gotcha, mate. Okay.
Oh, I have no problem. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong on statistics. Like, it doesn't bug me.
Can I get a word in edgewise here? I can actually explain why it looks as bad as it does.
Yeah.
Because Chicago is such a worldwide known area. I mean, you could go to nearly any country, ask them, oh, Chicago, and you immediately have an idea that it is an American city. You have an idea of where it is. It's the city on the lake. It's the big windy city. It's basically, New York City's little brother, so on and so forth.
It's where Al Capone lived.
Yes. It has notoriety, is what I mean. It's a sensationalized name. Now, what the media likes to do is, for all sake and purposes, Chicago is actually quite small in comparison to other large cities. I'd argue, actually, it's almost about the same size as London, like the actual city of London. Not the suburbs, not the outskirts, the legitimate actual city. If that makes any sense. What the media likes to do is it likes to take suburbs of Chicago, and they do say suburbs of Chicago, or they use the clever term of Chicagoland area, which literally is such a huge range, it's not even funny. The Chicagoland area goes into fucking Gary, Indiana. Literally, where I used to live, which is a good 30 minutes away from the actual city, is considered as being a part of the Chicagoland area. There was a town near me that was called Orland Park. If there was a shooting in Orland Park, you would hear it as the Chicago suburb of Orland Park. Orland Park is nearly 45 minutes by car away from the city.
Damn.
Yeah. The media likes to make it. Is it bad in Chicago when it comes to the crime rate? Yes, it is bad. It is a big city with very strict gun laws. It's bad. Okay. I will not deny this. I will never deny this. However,
You did forget to say, and a zombie as the mayor. Carry on.
I'm not going to say this. I have my own issues with her, but I am not going to air them here
Mm-hmm.
for my own personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a Yosemite. That would make sense.
Oh God, I would don't insult them like that. Don't insult them like that. They don't deserve that. No matter what their crimes, they don't deserve that. Anyway, as I was saying, because the media knows that Chicagoland area or Chicago is a name that most people will recognize, because even in the States, nobody's going to recognize where a town called, let's just say off the top of my head, because I know it because it's got a haunted graveyard in it, Midlothian. If I just said Midlothian had a shooting, would y'all know where the fuck that was?
Yeah, that's not really fair, because to me, Midlothian's in Scotland.
Yeah, I know, but Doku, would you have any clue where that was?
A vague idea, but not an exact one.
It's
I
still in
live out in the
Illinois.
boonies.
It's still in Illinois. It is 30 minutes away from Chicago. And its notoriety is that it is the town that is the home of Bachelor's Grove, which is one of the most haunted graveyards in the United States. It's actually quite small, funny enough. Been there a few times too. It's actually very, very well done. But that's the thing. You don't recognize that town name, just like you wouldn't recognize a town called Hazelcrest or another town called, Chicago Ridge or Chicago Heights. Chicago Heights is nowhere near Chicago. By the way, Chicago Ridge is nowhere near Chicago.
It's sorry to cut you off just briefly. Sharadi, I did check your DMs and I just looked at this and I figured out what it was trying to quantify. Violent crime, yes, Chicago is worse than Gary, Indiana, but Gary, Indiana is actually worse in property crime than it is in Chicago. Both are still above the national average. This is where we get into the issue of like statistics and how they're measured. Become a complicated issue, and people are going to cherry pick statistics that are going to fit their narrative. And
I'm just saying, I'm only arguing on the per capita. That's what I'm actually arguing on.
Well, and that's why I'm not
per capita.
And that's why I'm not arguing against the per capita argument.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to violent crime, Chicago
violent crime is a very big. Violent crime is a huge umbrella term.
Yeah, it's a very broad.
A violent crime could be literally two people getting into a fist fight in a parking lot because they both got too drunk. That would be considered a violent crime.
And there are a lot of people on YouTube who will break down those statistics that'll I don't have the time to do here right now, and will do a much better job than I could ever hope to do. But per capita, yes, I see that Chicago doesn't make the list.
It doesn't make even the top 10.
We're not.
I will never deny that Chicago has a crime rate that is very quickly spiraling out of control. I will not deny that. I am myself looking to get out of Chicago, and all I do is work there.
And that's the reason I'm not going to get into the nuances of breaking down exactly why the crime rate in Chicago is so high and what's driving it and why it is technically one of the worst. But it's still technically one of the worst cities, but not in the way that statistics would break it down. Because if you're looking at just numbers, yeah, sure, it's not that bad.
Oh no, it is still pretty bad. It's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
But again, big city, strict gun laws. But the reason why it actually looks as bad as it is, as I was trying to explain, is literally because people don't recognize smaller towns or towns that are within a 50-mile radius of Chicago. They just put Chicagoland area, and those areas actually get mucked in to the Chicago statistics. That's my argument. That's one of the problems I have with people saying, "Oh, Chicago is such a dangerous city." Is it dangerous? Yes. Yes, it is. But it is literally very sporadic throughout the city. It's not all the entirety of the area.
Well, no, so that's the reason
Right here,
if you were
right
to
here,
lump
right
in,
here, right here. Yeah,
if
and
you
you're
were
also lumping in suburbs. Very
no,
impoverished suburbs, might I add.
that's the thing. If you were to lump in Gary, Indiana, with the greater Chicago area, if we're not just talking
Yeah.
about Chicago, but the greater Chicago area, yeah, Chicago suddenly jumps up to like 2 or 3.
Actually, I think it would jump up into the top 10. But that's what the media does.
But
That's why it looks worse than what it is.
And it's because it's the greater Chicago area. It's not the city of Chicago itself.
Yes.
But to be blunt, the reason because of that is because most people can't really afford to live in the greater Chicago area because despite popular belief, the greater Chicago area relatively cheap, but Chicago itself is relatively expensive.
The greater Chicago area, there is, I can tell you right now, there is no area in Illinois right now that is by any means affordable.
No, I'm talking about greater Chicago area and the way that it gets reported on crime statistics. I'm talking 2-3 counties out, not what the city would state it would be, but crime statistics. Like if we were to say I live in DC, technically no, I live 30 miles outside of DC, but I'm technically still considered inside DC.
Yeah.
If we're looking at crime statistics, it's statistical tricks. It's a weird way of trying to bend numbers to fit a narrative. And so depending on what you're looking at, it becomes rather smoke and mirrors.
The waters is been made very murky.
Yeah,
there are areas in Chicago where 9 times out of 10 you're okay.
Oh, I could say the same thing.
Rich part, like for example, Boys Town.
I could say the same thing about DC and Maryland. DC and Maryland, Virginia. I could be in Annapolis. I'm perfectly fine. But if you drive 5 minutes, well, you're in one of the worst crime areas in the entire United States. It only takes 5 minutes.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing with Chicago. It is literally the same thing. You go up to what is it?
Well, everybody knows PG County, Maryland. PG County is one of the worst areas when it comes to crime. But if you drive 10 minutes down 495, you're in one of the richest areas in the entire country. You're literally next door, one of the richest areas to one of the poorest areas with one of the highest crime rates. And depending on what study you're looking at, one of them might be included in the crime rate, both of them might be included, or neither might be included. It really just depends on what you're looking at. So that's why a lot of these statistics are very, very misleading. The one thing that I have found to be consistently accurate, if you're looking at a major urban area and its surrounding suburbs, the crime rate is always higher than an area that's not next to a major city. That is one thing I have found to be consistent across the board. And the top 10 are, I think, 8 out of the top 10 are all Democratic-run cities. They're all solid blue.
Now, what does that say about the Democrats? No, can't imagine.
Well, and they've been that way for a long time, though. So I mean, it's not even. Yes, I say they're Democrat run, they're deep blue, but the policies have changed so much. I don't know if it's really a political issue so much at this point in time as it is a cultural one, because it is a culture of criminality. It's established within that urban environment. It it doesn't matter if we're looking at DC, it doesn't matter if you're looking at New York, doesn't matter if you're looking at Chicago, doesn't matter if you're looking at LA, doesn't matter if you're looking at Massachusetts, doesn't matter if you're looking at Detroit. You look at these large cities that have been in states of decay for an extended period of time, crime is statistically higher for an extended period of time, and it does spread out into the suburbs. I'll put it to you this way. I live close outside of DC in a relatively nice area. Not incredibly rich. I mean, I'm not living in $1 million mansion, I can tell you that much. But I live in a relatively nice area. And out of nowhere, for a few months, there was a crime wave, and everybody that got arrested involved in these crime waves. And I'm talking, someone went for a jog at 5, 6 in the morning. This happened several years ago, but a white van pulled up on a road, on a trafficked road, not even a side road, but an actual main street in a neighborhood. And a bunch of people just jumped out, literally beat a dude to death, threw his body over a bridge, kidnapped the woman, kidnapped her daughter, raped both of them, killed the woman, and then left the daughter beaten and bruised on the side of a sidewalk and didn't get caught for like a week and a half. And that happened in an area where seeing BMWs and Porsches is relatively common. And this is still like a good 30-minute drive outside of DC.
I actually have a kind of a theory on that.
Go on.
Crime, number one, does two things. One, it flourishes in poverty and it follows the money.
Yes.
You are not going to see a lot of, you're not going to see a lot of, crime rates in very rich cities or very high-end, very expensive cities, because that's not where crime breeds. It breeds in poverty. It ventures in to the richer cities because that's where the money is.
Well,
poverty is the reason for crime.
But this wasn't
proven beyond
this wasn't about money. I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong. I actually do agree with what you're saying. But this was not about money.
That actually sounds like a gang initiation to me.
It actually wasn't even that. Because because there was a problem that was going on in this particular area, because it wasn't gang initiation. It wasn't monetarily focused. It had already spread into a few areas that
what would actually cause it? I'm curious now.
Well, this type of culture, this type of mentality, this type of you could do this sort of thing and get away with it. And to be blunt, it is, to a degree, I'm not saying it's everything, but to a degree, it is a cultural thing where the people who are engaging in this type of thing at a certain point in time, they don't even really know that they're in a rich area, nor do they really care. But there are people who this is what they're used to. And so they see an easy target.
They see what you're talking about. Yeah. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, they see an easy target and they just do what they're accustomed to doing. It's what they're used to doing. It just so happens that you did it in an area that's not that doesn't see this on literally a daily basis. It only happens maybe once every month or two. And so when it does happen,
If that.
yeah. So when it does happen, it gets a lot of attention, and people are like, "Yo, what the hell?" And then it gets attention to like, okay, well, how did this happen? Why did this happen? And you start pulling on the thread, and you start realizing like, oh, it's because there's an actual gang problem, but it's in the county over, like literally the county next door. Well, why was it in the county next door? Because that's still relatively nice. I mean, not as nice as this one, but still relatively nice. Well, it came from the county next door to that. Well, where did it come from there? And you start tracing it back, and it's like, oh, it actually went back to this really poor area where people wouldn't pull that shit, because if you tried, your ass is gonna get shot. Because people in the area where this happened are just way too comfortable, and they're not walking around concealed carrying, strapped, and the cops aren't pressured. They don't think that anything like this is going to happen, and then all of a sudden it does, and they're sitting down wondering like, well, how the hell did this happen? Well, it's because the next county over wasn't expecting it, the county before them wasn't expecting it, and it just spread outward, because the counties that are closer to the areas where this is, more commonplace, more mainstream, if you try pulling
they're
that shit,
prepared for it. They're more prepared for it. It's literally like a virus. Literally.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It spreads outward, and it has nothing to do with the fact that these individuals who are committing these acts are doing it because they want money, or they saw something, or there was any sort of like real event that triggered this to happen. It's just, again, it's a cultural thing. That's what they're used to, and it's just easier when you have people who are susceptible and who aren't expecting it to happen. Like, I'm just going to go out for my morning jog. I'm doing the same thing I've done every day for the past 5 fucking years. And randomly a white van shows up, and guess what? You get beaten to death and thrown over the side of a bridge, and your wife gets raped, and your kid gets traumatized for the rest of their life. Why? Because you guys never thought it would happen to you.
Target.
Well, because it's not even that you're an easy target.
This is why I encourage hypervigilance.
Well, that's the thing. You thought it would never happen to you because you're used to this type of thing happening,
elsewhere.
20 miles away, 30 miles away, the next county over, happening inside of DC. It's never going to happen here. But then all of a sudden it does.
See, and this is why I will always argue an armed community is a polite community. If you cannot, I will always see open carry, not so much. Concealed carry, I'm okay with. Open carry is kind of a double-edged sword in certain areas.
It can be a deterrent, but honestly, I would say like not if you're open carrying, you should be concealed carrying, because why are you going to advertise the fact that I can blow your fucking brains out? Like, no, I don't want you to know.
Well, it's the same reason.
I don't want you to know that.
Same reason. It's the same reason that a lot of people who know me and who actually work with me don't know what I do for a hobby. Aside from, true crime and that shit. Because obviously they see that I have magazines on my desk and I read the magazines. So they obviously see that. They don't know what I do every Monday and Tuesday before work. They just think I work out. The students certainly don't know.
Talking about your entertainments based on your name, did you enjoy the channels I sent you, Sam?
I did. Thank you very much. I did appreciate that.
Absolutely no problem. Like I said, I do keep an eye out for stuff like that. You guys carry on. I just wanted to make sure she had a look.
Yes, I have had a look. Thank you very much, Jensen. I do appreciate it. But that is why I have a very love-hate relationship with quote-unquote good, safe neighborhoods. Because while yes, everyone deserves to feel safe within their own home, however, I do not believe that anyone should become complacent. Never. I don't care how safe the neighborhood I'm in is. I don't care if it's a big ass gated community. I don't care if there's security at the front gate that is the most attentive and vigilant of all things. I don't care if I literally have 24-hour armed security around my house at all times. I am still locking my doors. I am still keeping a weapon under my pillow, in the drawer next to me, loaded, ready to go, ready to roll at the drop of a hat. I still, even though I'm now in the fucking boonies, where the crime rate is nil, literally, I've heard, I shit you not, four sirens, 4 police sirens, and I'm including all kinds of sirens, ambulance, fire truck. That's it, 4. In almost 2 years now of living there.
I get that in one night.
Yeah, actually, it's funny enough that saying that, Chicago's actually been really quiet tonight, which is worrying. I don't like it when the city gets quiet. I really don't.
Oh my God, the mayor's out. She's eating people. I knew it. Carry on.
Hashtag cannibal cult. But I will still make sure that the doors downstairs are locked. I still hate the fact that the front door of my parents' house is a giant window. I hate that. It drives me nuts. I will still lock my bedroom door. I still have a weapon under my pillow. And I sleep during the day when people are home and active. I will still do that because no one is going to protect you as well as you will protect you. And this is coming from someone who's worked with, convicted felons. I've worked helping men and women who were convicted of murder, who were convicted of rape, who were convicted of very horrible crimes. I have a very high tolerance. There is not a whole fuck ton that intimidates me, really. I've had convicted murderers screaming in my face, telling me that they were going to find my house and kill me, and I barely blinked. Was I afraid? Yes. Did I show it? Absolutely not, because you can't show it, and you shouldn't. You should always be aware. You should always protect yourself.
This sounds very similar to a lot of the Kumite, where you've got a bunch of convicted lunatics screaming at each other. Is it me, or is she talking about the internet in general?
I'm actually talking about the drug rehabilitation center that I used to work at.
Which, if you think about it, says a lot about the people on the Kumite. Really does that.
I'm just going to say this randomly because I feel like this got way too serious real fast. Mm-hmm. Was anyone else severely disappointed when they found out the Kumite was actually just people arguing and not an actual Kumite?
Me. I was as well. It's like when I found out
it's like, aww,
was supposed to be fighting people, I thought, yes, at last.
UFC on the internet.
Yes. Hell, I'm the
amateur UFC.
I still truly believe in the idea of 2 go in, 1 comes out. I really do.
Honestly, I really think we should base our election system off of that. I think we should go old school Nordic. Hey, you know what? Look how long the Nordic people lasted. Look how long they were all well and good. Seriously.
Yeah.
Their empire lasted. Yes.
I'm just more looking at the fall of the Roman Republic, not Roman Empire, Roman Republic, and I'm thinking maybe it's time for a real life Caesar to pop up. And by that person, I mean me, because I need to take over the world because I have things to do.
Void,
No,
there's
you're
one
not allowed
question
to
you
take
need
over
to
the
ask
world.
yourself, mate. What did the Romans
Yeah.
ever do for us?
I
Yeah,
love
Aside
that
from
kid.
roads and sewage systems and water
Viniculture.
and
Yep.
agriculture.
Education, medicine. But besides all these things, what have the
What
Romans
the
ever
Romans
done
ever
for
done
us?
Yep.
All right,
Drop
I only have one last thing I want to bitch about, but I'm gonna go grab a beer before I do that. So y'all continue, and then when I get back, I'll try not to. I'll try. Well, no, I'll try my best to get this banned.
Okay. Good luck to you, mate. I
Yeah,
really think it'd be
Doku,
funny
if
if he
my-
does.
By the way, Jensen, have you eaten yet?
No, but it's
Go
what
get
it
yourself
is.
some toast. Go get
Uh,
yourself
I'll-
some toast.
I've got a packet of crisps. I'll be fine.
You
Anyway,
better go get yourself some toast soon.
so
Angie will kick my ass.
this is
If I don't
actually
remind you to
an
eat.
accurate statement. Yes, she probably
Angie will find me, track me down, and kick my ass. And I'm gonna be fair. I would much rather fight you and Doku in full-on Mortal Kombat style, as you two being a tag team, than I would fight your girlfriend.
Get
Jensen.
over here. Yes.
See, with you two, it'd be fun. Okay. With Angie, it would just be terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know what this woman. Oh no, I know what this woman is capable of. Okay, she
Mhm.
scares me a shit ton more than you. And you're the one that's actually trained. Okay.
Yeah.
As am I, but I'm sorry, but a civilian with no training willing to rip out someone's spine and beat them to death with it is a shit ton scarier than any military or MMA or UFC or I'm sorry, they just are. Okay, I deal with psychopaths and murderers all the time. Okay, I still won't fuck with that kind of crazy.
Sam, I am not scared of 99.999% of things on this planet. I'm scared of two things. That is my sister, because and Ange, because I know exactly what she's willing to do to people.
I love your sister. She is psychotic, and I love her.
Yeah, seriously, they are the only two things. Everything else, it's like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. Oh, is that all? Okay, all right, whatever. Seriously, I don't care. In comparison to what I know that they're willing to do. Yeah.
Which is funny enough, my character Ellie could actually say the same thing about 90% of all the beings that she's met. It's like, yeah, I'm not scared of you, I'm not scared of you, and I'm definitely not scared of you. But that fucker over there, her older brother,
Yeah.
he deals with the fucking Giovanni on a nightly basis. She's like, nah, I ain't fighting him. Fuck off. I ain't dealing with him. She's like, I'll fight Dad, I'll fight grandson. Crap, I'll fight great crap. I will fight the head of the entire fucking Camarilla. I am not fighting my older brother. Fuck that. And she's not fighting Queen Anne either. Fuck that.
Just so as it's been said, it is my game on Saturday. Just
yes,
so
I am already doing research.
Yeah, good. Anyway, are you back from burning things, Doku? Or drinking, whatever what you're doing?
Oh, I was just hitting the head.
Okay.
Mm.
Are you ready to have your final I'm going to get you banned rant?
Oh, it's not necessarily that it's going to get you banned, but it might piss off some people.
Oh,
when do we not piss off people?
How
We
can I
don't
cope?
need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now,
Fuck
we're
these
going to make this the last rant. I will be finishing soon after this. So, Doku, wind yourself up, get ready, drop a coin in the slot, and go.
So, I'm at the point where all of you Trump supporters, all of you back the blue supporters, you're all fucking idiots. You're all absolute fucking morons. And I'm going to tell you why. All of the good cops, all of the people who are going to sit there and defend you, yeah, uphold laws that they believe are just, uphold the Constitution, all those people, they've resigned. They've left. Here's the fucking reality that you guys don't want to fucking realize. They are not there anymore. The defund the police people, they won. And can you blame the good cops for not wanting to deal with their fucking bullshit shenanigans? Why am I going to fucking have some DA or some fucking bullshit activist judge fucking sit there and screw me over time and time again when I'm trying to do my fucking job? Why the fuck am I actually going to sit there and put up with this bullshit? I do not blame you for saying, go fuck yourself. I'm out. Do it your damn self. Fuck off. And that's exactly what the fuck is happening. So what are you left with? You're left with a bunch of bootlicking fucking pussy ass pieces of shit who are on a power trip who want nothing else but to have more and more power. They're the ones that are going to be enforcing unconstitutional laws that won't have the balls to stand up to fucking unjust and unconstitutional shit. And they're the ones that are going to sit there and abuse you every living fucking day for the rest of your fucking life because that's the best thing they have to do. And it's what gets them a fucking paycheck. I have no fucking support for the police anymore at this point in time because they're not fucking police. They're fucking brown shirts. They're fucking Gestapo. And I'm not saying this from the amazing Lucas standpoint of all cops are evil. No, they're not. There's a good amount of bad ones, but the vast majority of them are just people trying to put fucking food on the table for their fucking kids and their fucking families. And those good ones, they're all gone. And they're all gone because assholes like you, like Amazing Lucas, like fucking Lori Lightfoot fucking simps, like fucking bullshit fucking limp wristed, fucking mentally deranged, defund the police fucking AOC fucking dick suckers who have put people into this kind of fucking position where I'm not gonna fucking risk my life because all the gangs, yeah, you know what? Get mugged in the street, get fucking shot in the chest, let your fucking children and your wife and your fucking husband cry over your dead fucking corpse. That's the shit you created for yourself because all the cops are bad. This is the fucking reality you created for yourselves. And it's about fucking damn time you fucking lived with it. Because then maybe, just fucking maybe, by God's good grace, you might fucking realize how incredibly moronic and stupid you vapid, daft little shitbags actually were. All the good ones are gone. Welcome to fucking anarchy, you fucking dipshits. And if you don't fucking believe me, look at what the fuck is going on in Australia. Because you can have a fucking 12-year-old get fucking pepper sprayed and then fucking have the mother of the said 12-year-old get threatened by a cop not wearing a mask over a 12-year-old not wearing a mask while the mother and the fucking 12-year-old were trying to go buy groceries for not wearing a fucking mask. Do you not see the fucking authoritarian, ridiculous, hypocritical, fucking moronic reality clown world dipshit and built the Looney Tune fucking clown world that you have created for yourselves? Hey, are you paying attention yet? Do you think that we're the bad ones? No, we're not the fucking bad ones, you dip fucking shit lunatics. We're the ones who fucking saw the bullshit authoritarian fucking dystopia that you were creating, not just for yourselves, but for us as well, and we wanted to push back against it. And you're the ones who freaked the fuck out about it. And guess the fuck what? When we decide, maybe we should take a hint from these anarchists and actually tell the government to go fuck itself, Who do you think the government's going to come to for its fucking paycheck? Oh, it's going to be you, you stupid little dumb shits. It's going to be you. And when they come for you and try to say, but I had my vaccine. I had my vaccine card. I've done everything right. But they still fuck you over the same way they fuck us over. You're going to come bitching and whining and moaning and complaining because this is the fucking dystopia you created for yourselves. And we're going to point at you and laugh and say, I'm not coming to your fucking defense. You get what you fucking deserve. You stupid little shitbag twat cunt. This is what you've done. This is the fucking world that you wanted for yourselves. This is the world that you're going to live in. And you are going to fucking live in it. We will not come to save you. There will not be a good cop that comes to help you. And when you fucking bitch and complain about all the bad ones, all the bad cops that are doing all these bad things, well, guess what? Where did all the good ones go? Where did all the good ones go, Lucas? Where did all the good ones go, Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Cory Bush, defund the police and keep my private security? What happens when your private security decides, maybe I don't want to be on the receiving end of the cops that are actually still around, who have unbridled and unchallenged power? What's going to happen then? Because the fucking citizens aren't going to fucking vote you back in. The private citizens aren't going to come to help you. The cops aren't going to come to help you unless you increase their fucking paycheck. And who the fuck do you think is going to pay for their paycheck? Because if the citizens don't pay for it, it's sure as shit coming out of yours. Who the hell do you think is going to finally come to your defense when you can't defend yourselves because the vast majority of the country, the vast majority of the population is done with your shit? They'll just tell you to go fuck yourself. So you have only two options. You're either going to force the rest of the country, the vast majority of the country, to submit to you under a boot hill. And we saw how it worked that well in Afghanistan. Or you don't have a future, especially not a future in politics. What's it gonna be? Can you defend yourself? I guarantee you there's a lot of Americans who are more than willing to defend themselves and tell the rest of society to go fuck themselves. We don't need you, but you sure as shit need us. How long is it gonna take for you to realize it? Because I'll bet you fucking money. I'll bet you every ounce of fucking silver. I'll bet you every ounce of gold. I'll bet you every bullet. I'll bet you every gun. I'll bet you every glass of water. I'll bet you every bottle of whiskey that by the time we get to this point, there is not going to be a damn thing you can do to convince us to come to your aid, because everything you have brought upon yourselves, you fucking deserve. And we're going to laugh at you when you finally fucking get it.
He's not wrong.
No, you're not.
Not at all. No, I've been at that point
I do
for a
have an
while.
idea.
Oh,
I do have one idea.
okay.
We get a head start on this Mad Max shit. Go up to Big Sky, Montana. There's a lot of land there. A lot of natural resources too. Very low pollution. We all go there. We all start a compound. Call it the Cannibal Cult, and we just watch everything with a pair of binoculars and lawn chairs with a bowl of popcorn.
I do want to address Shirati really quick in the chat, because this is something I rarely say, but I will say it now. I never want to run for Congress, and I never will run for Congress, because if I did, this would be the only thing I would tell you. I'm not accepting a paycheck. I do not want to be financially better off for essentially playing authoritarianism with people. I want to start a business. I want to do other things with my life. The only reason I would ever be in a position of government power is because I would be doing it as a public service. I'd be doing it for zero profit because I think I would be doing a good job and helping other people the same way that somebody would be an EMT or a firefighter or a police officer for zero profit for public service. I can't afford to do it. And it's not a job I want to do. It's extremely stressful. I'm not going to profit from it. I don't want to be in that position. I would never want to be someone in that position. I don't know why people want to. It's mind-boggling to me by why anybody would want to be a position in public service. Well, what should be public service, unless you're doing it for profit and power, or power and profit, depending on how you want to look at it. That is not something I want to do. And I have a feeling if I went into it with that position or with that mindset, I would be viewed as public enemy number one. So why am I going to put myself at risk? Don't get me wrong. I love you guys. I love my country. And if I thought I could actually do something of benefit, I would. But I'm not in the position to do that. If I ever thought I was in a position to do it, I might change my tune. And I actually say that
Doku, I'd vote for you.
I actually say that
with lulz.
I actually say that with the utmost sincerity. If I could ever put myself in a position of government power, I would openly state, I'm not taking any money from this. I will accept every single dollar, and at the end of every fiscal year, I will donate every single dollar. Just to make a fucking point. Just to prove this is how a politician should act. And oh, by the way, I would go around and talk face to face with my constituency. Not by letter. Not, I'm going to go take a vacation. No, I'll talk to you face to face. Yell at me all you want. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
You aren't promoting Goidcoin enough.
Tell me how I can make life. Tell me how you think I can make your life better by promoting Goidcoin by buying, selling, using it. Wait, we've got two now.
Boydcoin.
Goidcoin, and Boydcoin. We've got two now.
But no, yes, I am now currency. I have ascended.
No, Boyd.
I want Boyd.
But do you think there will be a single fucking politician that would actually do that? Literally put their money where their mouth is, and says, "I'm not going to do this for profit. I will talk to you face to face. I will shake your hand. I am not going to accept your dollar. I am not going to accept your donation. I am not going to accept a paycheck that you paid for using your tax dollar. And I'll do this all for free for the next 2 years." Simply because I view it as a public service, because I think I actually can make this better, because I think my ideas are better than the alternative. Do you see a single fucking politician doing that?
Okay, I'll answer that. First thing, how open to bribery are you? And if the answer is anything less than completely, you will, and note, I'm saying this word bluntly, you will be erased. They will have people saying things about you. Suddenly, whether you've got one or not, there will be a child that is now yours somewhere in the middle of, I don't know, Mississippi, and you've not paid, so therefore you're going to need this money or you're going to be deleted. This will happen. You know it, I know it, because it has happened many, many times before. So yeah, it's a great idea, mate. I'm not disrespecting your idea. It's a lovely idea. Unfortunately, the way the world is right now, until you can clean up the shit show you've got, and by the way, rewrite the First and the Fourth Amendment. Yes, not remove it, rewrite it. All
Well,
yours.
like I said, that's the reason I won't do it. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm cowardly, because I think it will be character assassination or literal assassination, which is really not actually off the table.
be
Considering
honest, Doku.
considering my ideology, literal assassination is very much on the table.
Yeah.
Well, Doku, as I've said to you before many, many times, if you ever just randomly disappear from the internet, I am just going to endlessly spread rumors that you went complete Black Op
And
are, you're like underground spy and you're being chased around by the fucking KGB or some shit like that. Just make it more and more and more unbelievable and fantastical and just off the wall as humanly possible.
Yeah, let's actually not talk about that.
Dude, if you ever just disappear, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm telling you now. It's gonna be great.
You're not going to get any complaints from me.
No,
But,
I'm gonna make you legitimately the real life version of I Am Legend. And then you're going to reappear randomly and you will come back a god of the internet.
The big reason I won't actually run for Congress or do anything of that level, and CSG, if you ever listen to this, I have mad respect for you actually running for Congress. I know it's different over there in the UK, but for me over here, I would be chewed up and spit out by the political machine so fucking fast. It doesn't matter if it's true or if it's completely fabricated. They will make something up, and I'll be done. Not just my political career, my entire life. I do not
won't let
have
that
the
happen,
power.
Doku.
Well,
Op does. Op
uh,
does. And so does B. She has the power of voodoo. Voodoo, voodoo. I had to. It was right there.
my point is, I don't have the power to do anything of significance. I would be wasting my time. As much as I hate to admit that, it's the truth. I know what my limitations are. I know what influence I can put out in the world, and this is about as close as I can get right now. At some point in the future, maybe that will change. But as things stand right now, I'm just lucky I'm not on somebody's radar, and I can continue to talk the way that I'm talking. But the second I get on somebody's radar, if I don't have somebody who can back me up, I'm screwed. Like, I'm completely screwed. It's politics in the United States. A lot of people don't realize. They think it's just a game of talk and banter and debate back and forth. It
really is not.
It's a far more dangerous game.
I would honestly argue it's more dangerous in real life than it is in our VTM games. Like, seriously.
It is. I am only going to say as much as I think I can say, but I live outside of DC. It's a lot more dangerous than you think it is.
Yeah.
That's all I will say. And that's the last time I will say anything about it. Which is why I will never run for Congress. I will never run for a position of political office. I'm already on the internet. Well, I'm already on the internet. There's already enough. I already have a high enough profile to essentially be a threat, even as small as I am. And trust me, even as small as I am right now, I could easily be perceived as a threat. And I've already said too much. So
Doku,
I'm leaving it at that.
You look like a hipster Jesus, okay? If anyone sees you as a threat, one, I'm going to laugh at them. And two, I'm going to pause, realize they're being serious, laugh even harder, and then I'm going to call him a moron. Because
That
while
would-
you
On the
do
other hand,
have the
that would
ability
help
to
me.
be the threat, you're not stupid enough. You are not stupid enough to become one.
I, on the other hand, actually believe Doku is a damn sight more of a threat than people think he is. But, you know, Doku and I have
I'm
had
not.
lots of chats.
I'm not a threat at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Miss
Mhm.
Murder is correct. I am nothing more
Doku is a good
than
boy.
He's
I
a good
am-
John
Doku
Thong.
is a good boy. He never do nothing.
I am a Twig Antifa supporter that lives in a warehouse somewhere in Portland.
So you live with Dodge's ghost.
Oh,
Ow.
Had to. It's there. I have a cat. I have a cat icon. I gotta do it.
I didn't even mean to set up that joke, but I will give you props for
Go in there.
capitalizing on that joke. That was good. That was good.
All right.
Woo.
We've been
I
going
think that's
for
a good
2
way
hours.
to end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been going for 2 hours, 10 minutes. I'm going to be bringing this to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything else that's more importantly short? Hint, hint, Doku. And or anything else that anyone wants to say?
Nope.
No, good enough.
Nope.
Okay then. In that
Good night,
case,
everybody.
good
Later,
night,
later.
everybody, and thank
Whoa,
you
whoa,
for
whoa, whoa!
coming.
Hold on, Jensen.
Okay, go on.
A word from our sponsor. Good coin. Buy it, sell it, use it, and abuse it. Good coin. Good evening, everyone.
Bye bye.